Okay, so if you see my past videos, you know I've been on my One Piece grind lately. So far, I don't have many complaints. The pacing hasn't been a problem for me. Recently, I've just finished the Alabasta arc. And I honestly have to say that it was a big step up from the East Blue arc. Like, people have been saying that One Piece only gets good at like episode 500. But that arc was absolute cinema. We got new additions like Chopper and Robin. Baroque Works was actually a very interesting organization to see them go against. Vivi was enjoyable, and I respect each of the Straw Hats a little bit more now. But there are two parts of this saga that I'm going to talk about specifically, because they're the ones that stood out to me. And that's going to be Zoro and Crocodile. I have never been more proud to say that someone is my favorite character ever before, because Zoro was on straight demon time this season. It seems I was right to glaze him over that bomb Sanji, who my opinion of has slightly increased a little bit, but only a little bit. And let's start in Whiskey Pete, because that's where he showed us what he was about to be on for the rest of the saga. See, unlike the rest of the innocent Straw Hats, obviously Zoro has been through this kind of thing before. He was a bounty hunter, so he immediately knew what kind of thing they were getting into with Baroque Works. Pulled up on them in the middle of their scheming, got himself a calm little moon pick for the Insta, and proceeded to go crazy. I've personally never heard anyone talk about this reverse jumping, but I'm glad, because this is something I needed to witness with my own eyes firsthand. First of all, I don't know when this man learned how to flash step. Just disappeared from on top of the building, and next thing you knew, he was right next to everyone else. Dodged some bullets like it was nothing and appeared behind the big guy. I'm not gonna call him a villain. If you know, you know. One guy tries to sneak him and he dodges behind the table like he's Levi dodging Kenny. Once again, he hits a flash step, wiping out like 4 people before the blood can even come out. Weaves some giant cannonball after climbing a ladder, and then casually slashes a barrel into 4 with 1 slash. I actually don't know how he does that. Then some fake nun and her little goblet fall to their knees and start trying to talk about when my baby daddy comes back, he's gonna beat your ass. Then whips out a weapon in the form of a cross. Yo, is that blasphemy? Anyways, it doesn't work because Zoro slashes her on impact. And can I just mention that while Zoro is here doing work, the rest of his crew are there being bums. Sanji is there holding Usopp's hand like he's one of his girls. Luffy looks like a whole bouncy castle. And Nami? She's just robbing niggas. She caught on already. You gotta respect the hustle. Anyways, more of these bums show up, and Zoro's pretty much just having a fun time. He knows he's not gonna get hurt. He's just busting out moves that we've never seen before. It's basically a test run at this point, until this big body ass lady comes and starts trying to smash his head with a ladder. And I think I'm starting to understand why people call Zoro racist, because this isn't the only time in this saga where he squabbles with someone of an ethnic background. I'm not gonna lie, she had me thinking that she was stronger than him at one point, just for Zoro to end up gripping this woman's head with 1 hand. But now I'm gonna skip to much later on in the saga, when Zoro found himself fighting Mr. One, another ethnic minority. And I'm not gonna lie, they were both talking crazy to each other. And being a grown man and everything, Mr. One obviously had to run the fade at that point. And Mr. One's basically made of steel. So for Zoro to beat him, he's gonna have to learn how to cut steel. I'm not gonna lie, they're hitting combos on each other. Mr. One has crazy hacks because he can turn his body into any sort of steel weapon. But Zoro's mainly on defense through the start of this fight, until he decides to take some initiative. He kicks the guy in the stomach and jabs at his face as a warm-up, before getting into his 3-sword style and hitting a clean little onigiri. And then jumps up and hits some Rock Lee type attack. It was basically just a lion's barrage with swords. But sadly, that wasn't enough, because don't forget, this man is made of steel. So after talking some more rubbish, he goes back in for the attacks. And Mr. One tries to hit this man with a Kamehameha. That's gotta be copyright infringement of some sort. Not gonna lie, that attack almost took out Zoro. I thought that might have been the end of him. But after getting up from that, Zoro was a bit more vicious with his attacks. He had Mr. One sweating, until this Mr. One guy pulls out some damn meat grinders out of his arms. That's gotta be the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. This man damn near rips the insides out of Zoro. I thought he was about to die. I don't know how this man is alive, but that's just One Piece plot armor, I guess. One thing to never forget about Zoro is that he's not Sanji, because Mr. One was about to go home and celebrate. This man couldn't wait to go home and clap Miss Doublefinger's cheeks for celebration. He deserves it after such a long fight. But of course, Zoro stood up. How? How is he still alive? She finally said I could hit and this guy's getting in the way. Yo bro, let's just stop the fight here. You got it bro. I'm done. I can't hear a word this nigga is saying. Can you hear me? Where did I put my sword? Yo, I said you won. It's fine. Can you never know that you hit, bro? Obviously, Mr. One easily took the rage bait, came sliding towards Zoro like that was gonna get him out of the friend zone. But unfortunately for him, Zoro finally found the way to cut steel, and he one-hits this man. And that was the end of Zoro's legendary reign in Alabasta. Now, one big reason I like Crocodile is because he gave me what I asked for in the last video. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's about the East Blue Saga and rating characters. I said I wanted to see Luffy go through some struggle and rise above from it. And him having to run the fade with Crocodile 3 times just to get a win was exactly what I needed to see. Now, I'm going to tell you where to skip to if you don't want to hear the next part of what I'm about to say, because it's not really related to the video. But I just wanted to say, I've had this channel for like 2 months. And over the last 2 months, I've come so close to quitting this whole thing like 9 times, or after every video that just didn't get any views. But if you've seen, or if you're one of the new subscribers, you've probably seen that my last 2 videos are the ones that have started getting decent views in the hundreds. Obviously to other people that's penny numbers, but to me, from someone that's posted like 20 videos which have got like 2 views, to now be getting videos that are getting 300, 400 views, bringing in decent amounts of subscribers, I'm very grateful. I want to say hello to all the new subs. Go check out the old videos. I'm very grateful to have you here, and thank you so much for showing the videos love. Thank you to people that have been here from the start, people that I've talked to on Discord that have helped me get farther, people that were watching my videos that I posted on TikTok and going to subscribe to the channel, because most people just don't do that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say before I go on to the next one. Like I said, go check out the East Blue Saga video, and thank you for the new subs. Now, this might be a controversial take, but Crocodile needs to be up there when they're talking about manipulators. Because sure, Ayano Koji controls things from the sidelines in his class. Sure, Makima is bad as hell and has Denji and everyone else wrapped around her finger. Sure, Light did things with the Death Note that even Ryuko was shocked by. But this man orchestrated a whole attack on a country, getting them to attack themselves, and was this close to getting the dub. If it wasn't for him having to fight some plot armor merchants, he would have got it. I'm telling you, at every single turn, this man had a new idea. Every time they cracked a code, he had a backup. Do you know how many people had to die just to stop this man? He did this all while being a warlord of the sea, yet they didn't even figure out who he was. This guy set up the whole of Baroque Works, grabbing people from different parts of the sea to join in, without them even knowing who he was. And I don't even know how Luffy figured out that he needed water to kill Crocodile. I genuinely think that was cap. I'm not letting that slide. Crocodile is still miles stronger than Luffy, and you can fight me on that. The mental trauma this man put Vivi through was actually crazy. Had her traveling all across the seas, coming back, figuring out codes for like 30 episodes straight, just for Crocodile to be one step ahead at every turn. Only reason he lost is because he fought Luffy, who kept taking time to let himself heal before coming back. From what I hear from you One Piece fans, that's not the last we're gonna see of Crocodile, which is good. I'd say Crocodile really showed what the stakes can be in this show, and I'm prepared to see what else is coming next, because he set up art. So yeah, it's been a good saga. I'm about to go into the Skypiea arc, but I'm gonna take a break and watch some Naruto for a bit, finish off JoJo, then we'll be back in business. Tell me in the comments which saga you liked best and what I should be excited for. No spoilers though. Actually, you know what? TikTok has spoiled so much for me, I know most of the stuff anyways. Also, for some reason, they're calling Crocodile Luffy's mom. Anyone gonna explain that?